Ahoy, boys. Welcome into the Junk Drawer, part of the Corked Bats Podcast Network. Please forgive us for being a few days late. We had some mourning to do. Both myself and the Steelers and Hub and Jax down there, Eagles. It was a rough week for us, guys, so please forgive us. It's one of those funny things about sports, that is so hard to explain, that you live and die by your team, and sometimes you just need a couple of days to reflect, and especially whenever some people are retiring. Big Ben, I mean, what was it, 20 years? So thank you for allowing us to have some time to ourselves and our family to, just really appreciate all that we have, because that's all that we really have is each other right now. So thank you. Hub, welcome. How are you?
Doing well. I'm managing. As you can see, I'm been walking around in this bathrobe for the whole week because I'm still kind of depressed as well. But I will say that watching the Cowboys lose definitely eased the pain. But we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah. Well, I see you've already switched gears to the 76ers. So football season is officially over for you.
It's one of those things you got to kind of put it in the rearview mirror and just head forward. Trust the process. If we're still doing that, I don't know if that's still happening, but
I guess that applies here. That applies. Jack, how about you? How are you feeling?
I'm not giving up hope on this Eagles season. I'm still waiting for Google's response to my protest email.
Like
NFL rigged. We all saw it. Eagles had that game the whole way.
But they need Tom Brady in that game, though. They need him for the ratings. So maybe they were behind it.
It's the truth. No one checked the PSI of the footballs before the game. So
now we're talking. Yes.
It's Playgate 2.0, 2022.
Right. Guys, this is a podcast. So if you're out there listening to us, find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. Subscribe, like, review, give us 5 stars while you're at it. It's free. It doesn't take much. It's pretty easy. And thank you for tuning in. Those of you on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, feel free to comment along. Twitter, we cannot see your comments, but Facebook and YouTube, we can see your comments. And if they're any good, maybe we'll feature them on the show. So please jump in. If you have something to say, you have a take, you don't agree with something we say, jump on in. We'll happily debate it with you. So thank you for that. Thank you for listening. And shout out to everyone that's new here because of Derrick Henry. I mean, honestly, like it is truly Derrick Henry week around here at Corked Bats. Possibly one of the biggest weeks in our history. I'm sure Austin would agree with me. It is tough for us to talk about football, considering that both of our teams are now out of the playoffs. But the fact that Derrick Henry, not only did he like and DM us, but he gave us a follow on Instagram, which is a ringing endorsement for the brand, for everything that Corked Bats stands for, which is Derrick Henry, really. It's impressive that he's making his comeback this weekend. Do you guys have any thoughts about Derrick Henry or how he might fare this weekend? I don't know. Maybe he'll be a bust this weekend.
I think he might be honestly utilized as maybe more of a decoy. At least, I don't know. I feel like Vrabel's not going to give anything away, and it's kind of just easy to expect Henry's going to run for 200 yards and carry the ball 50 times. But I could see them mixing it up maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if he's on the field, you have to feed the beast because I'm sorry, Ryan Tannehill, good guy. I'm sure I'd get along with him over a beer, but that guy's not going to win you a Super Bowl. The Titans know. The Titans know that if they're going to move on, it's going to be because of Derrick Henry. There's a reason Austin spent all those hours making sure that video was high quality.
It was very high quality.
Yeah, it's not because he thinks he's going to be a decoy, because Austin knows his only chance at Super Bowl glory is riding on Derrick Henry's very strong calves all the way to Lombardi,
You're not wrong. But I understand that I could see them using it as a decoy, but at the same time, it's Derrick Henry. How the hell are you going to use him as a decoy. Like he's the biggest man on the field and some. And I'm excited for his return. As Austin put it, winter is coming, and
Winter is here.
timing. Yeah, it was great timing with that snowstorm too. On this past
winter
weekend.
actually is here.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
it could be like a literal Trojan horse situation where you have Derrick Henry in a single backfield, pretend to hand him the ball. You have Foreman like just riding on his back. The defense doesn't notice. And you have three guys on Henry, and then Foreman jumps off, runs for 80 yards. Ultimate trick play. Never been done.
Hopefully Vrabel's listening to that because that could be put in the playbook very easily. I'm pretty sure.
I am now
welcome,
strongly considering taking Foreman in DraftKings.
Yeah, right. I mean, at this point, it should be considered. It's exciting though. I still can't believe the Titans are the number 1 seed, considering we saw the Bills just absolutely dominate. We saw the Chiefs just obliterate, like it wasn't even funny, obliterate the Steelers. But
yeah. I know we're Titans fans say, but I do think they kind of lucked their way into that 1 seed. A couple teams didn't get it done, but I mean
they did. But
that's the way it rolls. That's how.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's how it happens. And
when the Eagles won in 2018 or 2017, things just went their way every time. That could be the case right here.
But I think the NFL's in danger. Every game the NFL adds takes away from the importance of the regular season. Like in the NBA, LeBron said it already, like 82-game season doesn't really matter till the playoffs start. True. An extra game in a 16-game season, that takes away a little bit something. That takes away the urgency. Or we might be in a situation in, 5-10 years where we have an 18, 20-game season where teams like the Chiefs are like, oh, we'll just, come in as a 2 or 3. It's more important being healthy. But I don't know. Maybe
if they do that though, they would have to expand which team gets a bye, right? Because before in the past, it was the top 2 got a bye before they added this super wild card game. Which did it really do much this weekend? I feel like it didn't really. Both 7 seeds, it was both of our teams actually, the Steelers and the Eagles. So I mean, I guess it was cool for Ben. His last game, he snuck into the playoffs. Sure, it was cool to not see Carson Wentz get into the playoffs. Of course, that was fun. We had fun with that. But I just don't. Did they deserve to be there? Probably not. Like the joke was all week that they should be 20-point underdogs, and like they actually should have been. They were not wrong by saying that.
Well,
so,
AD, you're a Pittsburgh fan. Hindsight 2020, would it have been cooler for Big Ben to gone out with an overtime win against the Ravens? Like looking back at it, do you kind of wish that the Chargers and the Raiders had tied Week 18?
I mean, maybe at that point, rather than see him go out like this. I mean, I think that's a pretty fair argument to pose. But I guess it is the playoffs. Tomlin gets to say he never had a losing record. I think Ben's never had a losing record either. So good for them. I mean, if you're going to go out with some dignity, I think they did. Despite that tie to the Lions, but Ben didn't start that game, so we won't get into that. But so not only is Derrick Henry are good this week, I think, Jack, what was the other good that we had? Time management. Could you elaborate on that?
Oh my.
So of course, before you get into that, this is the good, back, and ugly, and this is our staple segment here at the Junk Drawer. It's everything good this week, everything back this week, and everything ugly. So our first good of the week was obviously Derrick Henry, but now it's time management. And could you elaborate on that a little bit?
I just want to give a round of applause. You see, I'm clapping in a circle. That first grade teacher trick to Mike McCarthy. Just so happy that
Pittsburgh guy, by the way,
Pittsburgh guy. Super Bowl champion.
Which is shocking. Yeah,
it just proves how good Aaron Rodgers truly is. But oh my God, I'm so happy he's the Cowboys coach because Hub alluded to it earlier, that our week was made a lot easier by the Cowboys losing right afterwards. It
Yeah, true.
totally takes the attention off the Eagles getting smashed by Tom Brady and a bunch of practice squad receivers
Mhm.
and puts it directly on the Cowboys. Because we've all played Madden. I think we all know how time works. It moves forward.
Mhm.
In football, you have 3 timeouts. In life, you get none. But Mike McCarthy should really know this, that with 13 seconds left and no timeouts, you can't run a quarterback draw up the middle.
No, that was the right decision. He stands by it.
Okay, is that was the call? Was it was a draw? Or was that just Dak running for his life?
No, that was
that
the
was the
call.
call.
That
And
was
Mike
the call.
McCarthy, afterwards, Mike McCarthy said, "We've run this play in practice before. Ideally, it takes 12 seconds." So now let's dissect that a little bit. So perfect situation. The Cowboys go from the 40-yard line to the 25-yard line with 1 second left. That is in a
Right.
perfect world.
And they
you
spiked
still
the
have to-
ball, right? Is that
Yeah.
And you spike the ball with 1 second left.
yeah?
And you still have to do like a semi-Hail Mary to the end zone.
That's what I'm
So-
saying. Like the game wasn't even won. Like they weren't on like the 2-yard line. Like
Yeah.
And the
He
best oh,
when defending the play, he essentially blamed Dak, saying that he didn't get the ball to the referee in time because the ref has to touch it before you can spike it. So
yeah.
he just threw his own quarterback under the bus essentially to defend his own idiocy.
Well, one of them probably won't be there next year, right? Mike
No.
McCarthy or no? There's
I
Jerry
hope
standing
so.
behind him.
Stephen Jones came out today saying he's confident
Oh.
that Mike McCarthy will be back. I mean,
Good.
it's not Jerry, but
Right.
it's as
Well,
close genetically as you could possibly be to Jerry because it's his mutant clone son. So
well, speaking of Dak, he had some tweets today that were pretty alarming to say the least. That feel like they weren't written by him. I think. So Dak says, "I deeply regret the comments I made regarding the officials after the game on Sunday. I was caught up in the emotion of a disappointing loss, and my words were uncalled for and unfair." Wow, what
Such
a
a
big
good guy.
man to say that. Like, just
Honestly, yeah. That's a moral victory in my book.
like just waving the white towel. You know, he's surrendering. And I think this is him just trying to avoid a fine. Really, let's be honest.
Oh yeah,
It's
absolutely.
It's he says, "I hold the officials in the highest regard and have always respected their professionalism and the difficulty of their jobs. The safety of everyone who attends a game or participates on the field of a sporting event is a very serious matter." So in this tweet, he's
Yeah,
sort
he
of
wrote
referring to the fans throwing shit at the refs after the game, right? I feel like that's where that's coming from.
Right, yeah. And he definitely wrote that.
What,
tweet.
are you
That was-
sure? Wait, are we sure that tweet is not in reference to the 2 previous tweets and he's turning back and saying the refs should be thrown at?
He's just having a conversation with himself.
He's like, wait a second, JK, I think the
Yeah.
refs should get the shit thrown at them.
These tweets have been deleted, right? Someone made him delete those.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if Bruce Arians is getting a fine of $50K for smacking his own player on the head to keep him
Yes.
from getting a penalty, that's
Speaking of
probably
which,
what
I'm gonna pull that up here.
Yeah, you got it. That's great.
Because I saw that and I want to go back and find every coach I had growing up.
Yeah,
I want to levy some fines, get some money out of the deal.
like every
'Cause
time
I've been hitting
slapped
the
on
helmet.
ass.
I've been a victim of being hit on the helmet. So that's 50,000 per hit. So I want to get paid for that retroactively. Oh, apparently Antonio Brown reacted to the video. I got to see this one.
What
Did you see?
I told you.
No, I didn't see it. He probably is saying that actually.
Yeah.
All right, wait. Let me get Dak's tweets.
Did
of
this just happen?
idiotic tweet?
Did AB just comment?
5 hours ago, he reacted to it.
Oh my goodness gracious! I can't wait.
wait, this is the best. I got to share this. Hang on.
Well, he did tweet. I'm from the pit, not the palace, and Corkbats Philly account retweeted saying same at AB. Would love to interview you. Still waiting on the response, but fingers crossed.
So those were his comments. Not the, he quote tweeted he quote tweeted the video and said "Pit, not the palace." So that is Antonio saying
God.
he was right all along. It's the pit, not the palace. So that says it all right there. Wait, here, all right, but here's the video. This person tweeted AB's lawyer seeing this, like with like the write that down emoji.
Yeah, and as someone with a law degree, I'm sure that his lawyer was so happy when AB retweeted that to promote his rap song. Like, what the frick? Just leave it be, bro. Just leave it be.
All right, here's the video, and they could probably go back and find every single
Bruce
coach.
Arians comes in. He's pretty excited.
I mean, he did.
Dude, that was a love tap.
He pushed him. Yeah, he gave him a little, like sure.
Bruce almost falls when he does
a thing there,
like,
but he didn't like smack him. It wasn't.
Yeah.
No, I disagree with both of you. That's 50. That's a penalty. That's unnecessary.
That's
roughness.
50K.
That's 15 yards. That's 50. Why wasn't that called in the game?
Well, you know what it
Hashtag
was.
NFL rigged.
Right before that, he was hitting him because there should have been a flag on him. He was pulling a player off the pile, and that's why Bruce Arians went up and because that's a flag. You can't pull a player off the pile.
Yeah.
So
I think that's right after the Jalen Reagor muff punt. So two 15-yard penalties missed, and the Buccaneers take Jalen Reagor. That seems fair.
And that's enough to swing a game right there, folks.
Yeah.
So even more evidence of the NFL being rigged because they didn't throw the flag just because they knew they would get $50,000, a couple days from now. So, I mean, people are asking, is it rigged?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, are either of our teams still in the playoffs? No. Yes.
And I mean, hopefully whoever this player was, is okay. He's probably in concussion protocol. He might not see the field this week because of it, but hopefully he's okay.
Blue tent.
Immediately had to go into the blue tent after this.
Still staying there.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun part of the game, except for the outcome of that one. At least the Eagles got 50,000 out of it, right?
Look,
from Bruce.
At least we got to. I'm not even talking about the Eagles Buccaneers game anymore. At least we got to see a bunch of Cowboys fans cry, and that's been our week. And the whole issue with the referees for the Cowboys that completely ignores that DD or whatever CD Samuel. Sorry, whatever his name is. CD Lamb.
CD Samuel.
No, not CD Lamb. DD Samuel. He picked up that first down, right?
Debo Samuel.
Didi. I was like, wait, I'm trying to figure out who this is. Yeah.
Didi, get out of my laboratory.
Yeah.
Dexter's laboratory.
Nice.
Look,
He did get the first down. You're right, though. It shouldn't have
We've
mattered.
all watched football a long time. Spot plays almost are never changed, and when they're due, it's egregious. Like, okay, the spot was off 2 or 3 yards. They literally moved that football back 6 inches, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, now it's 3 inches short." Now we're gonna call a false start on 4th and inches.
Yeah, you texted me right as that happened, saying this was going to happen, and then it happened.
And that's the funny part. We get all the Cowboys fans and their quarterback crying about how the game is rigged, when everyone in the country outside of Dallas knows it's the exact opposite. That game was rigged so the Cowboys had a chance to win.
They had to rig it so they could get another chance.
Exactly. And then it's just hilarious for them to be crying, oh my God, our chance, like our Hail Mary attempt was taken away by the refs because the game was rigged, is their argument.
And we've all been watching football long enough to know that Hail Marys have a very high success rate. So
yeah,
there's because they would have been on like the 40-yard line still, right? So it was still like
they weren't close. Like
it's still like prevent defense. Like like there's like 6 people in the end zone waiting to stop you. Like,
and even if the ref was sprinting with Dak Prescott, they didn't hand him the ball. They
Yeah.
forgot the rules. They put
They
the ball
pulled-
down and they made a shield around the ball. Like the offensive line was like, "No, you will not pass." Like the referee did everything he could. He was shoving guys left and right.
I think I saw Dak celebrating the first down. Like, no wonder.
Well, he pulled a Chase Claypool. I was about to say that he got a little too excited.
And technically, the ball is supposed to be started or spotted where the quarterback starts his slide. So if the referee was going to do the exact correct thing, he would have picked up the ball, walked
Moved it
4
back.
yards backwards, and then put it in play. So it's not like the refs were trying to cheat you. The refs were trying to help you guys out. Like, come on.
You were only in that
Could you-
game because of the refs and Jimmy Garoppolo throwing one of the worst interceptions I've
That
ever
was-
seen.
that
Like,
was
almost
so
as bad as Kyler's interception. I don't
That
think
was
anything's
so
worse than
bad.
that, but yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that we were even in that situation in the first place, and the Cowboys only had like what was it? What was the final score? 2013? Was that it?
No, 23-17
Or 23-17? That's right. Yeah.
or
I don't
something
even know
like
how they
that.
got those points. Like
Yeah.
they did not play well at all.
No, but you know what else is back? Speaking of back this week, dildos on the field.
Nice.
So this happened early in the weekend. This was Saturday, so it's kind of a long. I don't know if you can remember that far, but
No.
let's. Okay, here's so Austin did another. What was it? So for the first one was the collar, Jason Kidd's collar, right? So it was every 50 likes, I think, got made it bigger. So Austin did. His tweet was pretty funny. For every 100 likes, we'll add a dodo to the field. So I don't know if you guys saw this.
I have not seen this yet.
So obviously here's the dodo, the dodo in question right here.
Nice.
Yeah, a shout out to that fan. It got 3,000 likes, so you can. There's quite a few. With that quick math, 30 dildos in the field. Is that even right?
33? What was it? 3.3?
3.1.
Oh, 31.
So let's see how many he.
That's more than 31.
Yeah, he added way more than 31. So this is the final product.
I think he might just be a therapist or something.
We could scroll back in time. Kendrick Bourne is like swimming in dodos right now.
Jeez, man.
It's a little bit more than 30.
That's
Of course
amazing, though. Like, it's hard enough getting tickets to a playoff game, but then, like, getting tickets to a playoff game and being like, that, I know what I'm bringing to this.
Yeah, I need a dodo.
Yeah.
In the middle, so he stopped at night, and he said, keep the likes coming and the dodos will follow tomorrow. For now, I got to go to bed and clear my internet search history. So Austin, just another great Photoshop opportunity that clearly he went above and beyond the call to duty there. But dildos are back on the field, but Jack, you're right. You have to be sitting pretty close to make that dodo land where it did. Like that's
Pork Bats is kind of a Tennessee website, right? Like with the Titans and all that. Wasn't there a Tennessee college game where they were throwing stuff on the field earlier in the year?
Like, the Volunteers, Tennessee Volunteers. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm switching college.
Yeah, they threw like mustard bottles and
golf balls at Lane Kiffin.
And golf balls, Lane Kiffin. That's right. Yeah. So it has been the football season. A lot of things thrown on the field. We had the fans throwing stuff at the refs this past weekend, including a dodo as well. Maybe a dodo was thrown at the refs too. I don't know, but
maybe we're just soft in this country with throwing things on the field. Like I don't want to. Obviously, violence is bad. I'm not condoning anything. But in Europe and soccer games, players are hit frequently with objects.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, with like flare guns and stuff.
There was a game this weekend in a Spanish league, Sevilla versus Real Betis. I know no one cares because we're in America. But the game had to be suspended because after a goal, a defenseman was hit in the head with a flagpole. Like a fan hit him in the head with a
like
flag.
straight up like javelin tossed the flagpole.
Javelin
like,
toss, and like
That's
it's
amazing.
grainy. It looks like someone who was like filming Bigfoot filmed it, but you could see the javelin swim across and hit him in the side of the head. And
That's
they were
amazing.
like, "All right, we're gonna come back and finish this tomorrow
For
with
extra
no
time.
fans." No, it was like in the 35th minute. Like
Oh
they
my
were
Oh
like,
my! So they had to finish over half the game.
yes. Anyone who
Wow.
cares, it was Sevilla versus Real Betis in the Copa de Spanish word. So
Of course.
yeah, obviously
Copa de Liga.
Copa de something, Copa de Cup.
So maybe we should just start getting used to things being thrown on the field, especially if it's a dodo. And I think this has happened at another Patriots game. I think it's got to be a Patriots fan that does it because
Yeah.
it happens whenever they scored. So, or maybe it's just a Bills fan. I don't know. It's funny either way. So
I mean,
I'll
it's pretty
I'll tip my
patriotic.
cap to whoever brought the dodo. But
Well, do you think if it was a Patriots fan, do you think they brought multiple for every Patriots score, and we only saw one because it was such a
they only had
blowout?
one. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably the case.
This
Damn.
guy's just sitting with a bag of dodos, like in the stadium, just waiting to throw them.
That's
And they,
impressive. Post 9/11, bringing in a bag of dildos to a football game. Like, God bless.
Yeah. Well, it was cold in Buffalo, so I'm sure they were able to.
They were
squeeze them-
shrinking.
Yeah, squeeze them through somehow. What about ugly this week? Did you guys find anything overly ugly?
Yeah, our teams for one.
Well, besides our
Uh,
football teams losing, that was we need to talk about something other than our teams losing. I think.
Yeah,
I said,
I would just say the coaching by all the losing teams in general was pretty atrocious. I mean, they're not a single the 49ers are technically an underdog, but I don't really consider that like that big of an upset. All the other lowest seeds got blown out.
Yeah, true.
And Belichick was probably the most surprising out of all of them, giving up 47 points.
Yeah, I mean he couldn't stop the Bills' offense. They were just. What was it? The most efficient offensive game ever.
the perfect offensive game.
Which is
before
just
they
insane.
started kneeling and like running the ball and just running clock. All of their drives ended in touchdowns.
0
drives.
punts.
Yeah, 7 drives, 7 touchdowns, 0 punts, only 4 incompletions, and 2 of them were drops. So like that was just pure dominance.
Yeah, pick it up, Stephon Diggs. What are you doing?
Yeah. Could it be the Bills Mafia year? I don't know.
I have a gut feeling it is, which probably means you should bet on the Chiefs, but
bet on something else. Bet on something other. Yeah. I think it was just super wild card weekend in general. There wasn't really a good game at all. I mean, maybe the Raiders game was okay. It was good at the end, but it was still kind of a blowout there for a little bit.
I think I'm frozen. But
yeah, sorry, I'm pulling out my phone to take a Snapchat of you frozen to our friends. There you go.
Yeah, I think you've been frozen for a little bit, but we can still hear you, so that's good.
This is a really professional podcast.
Please like and subscribe.
Yeah, swipe up, everyone. No, but building off your point, I think what made it even more disappointing was that the first game really was a good football game. It came down to the wire. Raiders,
despite them going down 14, I think at like halftime, like they came back. They didn't cover the freaking spread, which, oh man, if they just covered that spread, I had them to score. I think we might have lost Hub. What does that say? Please
start Chroma Cam. It's okay. Hub will jump in when he jumps in.
But it just. The Raiders just absolutely killed me. I didn't really like either team in that game, so I took the Raiders team total over 19.5.
Well, I think
they scored 19. He's back without the background.
I came back in from outside. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't. It was too cold.
You missed so much.
You were actually outside.
Yeah, in front of a brick wall. Yeah.
In front of your brick wall. Nice.
I thought that was your stand-up. You were doing stand-up comedy after this, so you were just doing like a 2-for-1. I'm like, what's the deal with airline food?
Yeah. At the improv.
No, but I think that game kind of adds to the ugly Because
Yeah.
the ugly is hearing like, oh, last time the Bengals won a playoff game, there weren't any text messages. And what was the line? I don't know who was commentating on the game, but they were like, oh, well, millions of text messages are going to be flying around Cincinnati tonight.
Right. Yeah.
Like
right.
millions of text messages fly around Cincinnati every night because that's how
Right,
text messages work.
Yeah. Right. And well, I did appreciate the Bengals. I was a little annoyed about how many times I heard that stat because there was like beat like a dead horse over and over again. The Bengals did tweet, send that text, which I thought is just great social media work by the Bengals. And obviously, everyone probably copied and pasted that tweet that are Bengals fans. I don't even know. Are there many Bengals fans out there actually?
I've never met one.
Was Joe Exotic a Bengals fan?
Oh, he's
wow.
Bengal Tiger fan. Difference.
Different.
Well, then I guess another ugly has to be Marvin Lewis. What was it? He went to the playoffs he coached the Bengals for 15 years and went to the playoffs 5 or 6 times, couldn't win one game. Like, quick, who's the Bengals head coach? What's his name? Do you guys know?
Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you guys do a sports podcast.
Yeah.
But I bet.
Well, is that more Marvin Lewis's fault or is it more Andy Dalton's fault because he was right there along?
No. Everybody wants to blame Andy Dalton. There was a ginger before Andy Dalton who was the Bengals quarterback, and his name was Carson Palmer.
That's a good point.
And he was the Bengals quarterback for a lot longer than Andy Dalton was, but I guess we're just
Carson Palmer almost won a Super Bowl
with the Cardinals.
So yeah, so
as the backup for Kurt Warner, or?
No, he was the starter.
He was the starter
versus Steelers.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
It was one of his last years. I'm pretty sure.
It might have been his last year.
I thought Kurt Warner was still the quarterback for that team.
No, that was against the Eagles.
Oh yeah, you're right. Damn, and they lost
the Cardinals. The Cardinals just liked going to get like older quarterbacks, like just one, at the end of their careers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not too sure about Super Wild Card Weekend. So this weekend is the divisional weekend, right?
Can't wait.
Should we move into our preview, our little picks preview here?
Let's do it.
Just an update from the last week's where we went through and did a snake draft, picked teams. The only teams that were ineligible were the Packers and the Titans because we'll give the Titans to Austin and no one really wants the Packers anyway. So I'll give a little update here. We each lost 2 teams. So, it's unfortunate that we had to all lose. Someone's got to lose though. That's football.
It just proves how smart we are. That we all
true.
The snake draft. Everybody had the same amount of wins and losses. It's brilliant.
It's like I was going to say parity in the NFL. That's what it is. So, all right. So, teams that were eliminated. Hub had the Cardinals from Arizona. That was a tough one.
They were not good.
And you also had the Patriots. So, those were your 2 teams that lost, and I think you're okay with losing those.
Yeah.
You still have alive Cincy. So we were just talking about, and they won their first playoff game since 1990. And you also have the 49ers still.
Correct.
So, and I kind of like the 49ers. They're a solid, scrappy football team. I mean, they might get crushed by the Packers, but they're a solid team.
I saw something that Garoppolo has never played. It was either never played in a game or never played in a playoff game in a temperature under 45 degrees, and it's going to be like 6 degrees in Green Bay.
I mean, and anytime you go to Green Bay in the winter like this,
it's tough. Yeah.
Well, Jack, let's move on to your teams here. You had the Raiders, unfortunately. They almost pulled it off. They almost did. You also had the Eagles. That we all know what happened there. We don't.
The
we don't need to go
result's
back
still
into
pending. Goodell
It's
has
still
not
pending.
responded.
They might have to replay that game in a couple weeks.
No, I think it would be played on Friday, and they would play
Okay.
Sunday afternoon.
Hey,
the winner of that.
more football.
Doubleheader.
Yeah, more football. I love it. You still have alive the Rams and the Chiefs. Two really good picks there. Excellent picks. Sharp, if I will say so myself. I had the Steelers, of course. No one wanted the Steelers. Weird. I had the Steelers. I also had Dallas. No one wanted Dallas either.
You got them last, though. You didn't really have a choice there.
I know. I was stuck with them, but I'm okay though. I'm still alive. I've got the Bills and Bucks, so that's our update on the playoff system here that we concocted last week. Do you guys want to pick these games? I know no one cares, right? Like,
I'm down to pick them. Now.
Let's do it.
Let's give our picks, but let's just know that they're probably gonna be faded by whoever hears them out there, right? That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's pull up. I'm gonna pull up DraftKings and get some live spreads here. Not sponsored by DraftKings, by the way.
No,
I wish we
were. Yeah, that would be nice.
All right, let's start off with a game that's near and dear to Corked Bats. The Derrick Henry's return. The Titans versus the Bengals. The spread -3.5.
It's tough, but I honestly like the Titans there. The Bengals they're already missing two of their defensive linemen, and their defensive end, who is their best player, is, as of today, he's probably not playing, but he might. But either way, they're banged up, and Titans have Henry coming back. They got momentum.
All right, so you got Titans -3.5. What about the over/under 47?
I like the under.
All right, Jack. What about you? Titans or Bengals, and over/under.
Exact opposite.
Yeah, I mean,
exact opposite. All right,
exact. I couldn't think of a dumber pick than what Hud just said. Look, I'm glad to be on this website. I'm glad to be doing a podcast for Corked Bats. I'm happy that Derrick Henry liked his pump up video. Maybe if they win this game, this could be used in the next pumped up video. But Joe Burrow throws the ball, and you can throw the ball a lot faster than you can run the ball, especially when your running back's coming back from a broken pinky toe. Because everybody knows the pinky toe is the most important toe. You can't balance without it. I'm saying Bengals and over.
right.
Score Bengals. Hey. It's not even going to be close. It's going to be Bengals 38.
Wow.
Bills 17.
Way over.
Sorry, it's going to be a blowout.
Right.
Sorry.
So I'm going to go a little mix of the two. I'm going to roll with the Titans for Austin. I have to for him. And I'm going to take the over with Jack. So I love the over there. Let's move to the next game. So that's the first game. That's a fun game to start off the weekend with. I like that.
I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. So now we got the Niners at Packers. We're just talking about it in Lambeau Field. The spread is Packers -6. The over/under is also 47. So we're starting off with 2 47s on Saturday. Jack, what do you got?
Was it the Packers are -6?
Yeah, keep
Packers
moving.
are -6. Yeah.
I'm going to go over.
Okay, over 47.
I'm going to take the 49ers and the points. Honestly, it's going to be a cold game. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers, especially with him not being vaccinated.
Anything could happen. Yeah.
Anything could happen. I mean, he could get COVID at halftime and be sluggish for the second half. And because of that, I'm going to take 49ers 28, Packers 27.
Wow.
Robbie Gould
you're saying
win.
You're saying 49ers outright. Okay.
I'm saying 49ers outright. A Robbie Gould, a 46-yard field goal as time expires to win it in Lambeau.
We will we'll clip this to make sure if that comes true. So you heard it here first. Hub, what do you got?
I like the Packers in this game. I think they're going to force Garoppolo to throw the ball, which he clearly cannot do, as we saw against Dallas, just essentially getting them back into the game. Like Jack said, it's going to be cold, so I like Packers in the under.
Hub, I am going to agree with you on that one. I am also going Packers and under. I don't think the Niners have enough juice left.
No.
I think they wasted it all on the Cowboys. I think they're pretty beat up too, despite they're missing a couple key players. Is Bosa playing? I'm not sure.
No, I mean he's up in the air, and
that's gonna be huge if Bosa's not playing. But
yeah.
What do you mean? You guys think they wasted? They didn't even have to play defense on the last play because the Cowboys ran the clock out. I think they're rested.
It's
I
true.
mean, that's a fair point.
All right, here's the tough games on Sunday. This is an epic weekend, guys. These matchups are what everyone wanted here. So, the first game on Sunday, 3:00, Rams at Bucks. We've got Rams +3. The over under is 48.5. Hub, who you got?
Honestly, I like the Bucks here. I think everyone is. The Rams are a notorious choke team, and everyone thinks that's the big upset from this weekend, is what I'm gathering. So I'm taking Bucks, and I like the under in that too.
Okay.
Two
Jack,
good
what about you?
defenses.
I swear to God, I'm not just taking my picks to
You are. You're like Skip Bayless. You're like Skip Bayless right now. You're just
So
So
saying
the opposite again.
Yeah.
I swear. Look, I'm taking the Rams. I'm taking the over. I just think neither of these teams really had to play their first round game. I hate to say this as an Eagles
That's
fan.
true. That is true.
It is true.
They
tough
might
to
as
say that.
well had a bye. I just don't think the Buccaneers have all the weapons that the Rams do. Like, Tom Brady's going to need to play out of his mind to win the game. And all Matt Stafford has to do is not lose it. And I think maybe Sean McVay has found the recipe. Use Sony Michel, use Cam Akers, run the ball, have Odell Beckham throw for 60 yards too. Like, if they just have so much. And
They do have a lot. And they've spent a lot too. They've gave up a lot to get those players.
Yeah,
so
and maybe this is the NFL's new thing. Like, the Buccaneers
win
won the
now.
I wasn't even gonna say this. I'm going hashtag NFL rigged. Buccaneers won the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay last year. The Super Bowl's in Los Angeles.
Rams. Yeah.
Rams. I really like the Rams. I like the over. I think it's gonna be a great game. I think Brady's gonna keep him in it, but I think Rams 31, Buccaneers 28.
All right.
There we go.
And once again, I'm going a little mix. I like the Bucks. I can't get off the Bucks. The Rams have had too many of those games this year. I guess the Bucks have had a few too, but where they've just have not looked like the Rams that we've seen. And I also like the over. I mean, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, very high-scoring game. Might be my play of the week, but we'll see about that one. And then we have the grand finale. This is probably the most exciting game of the weekend. Everyone's most anticipated game. Bills at Chiefs. Jeez, what a freaking game! What a spread too. This is a tough spread. Chiefs -2.5. So they're giving them that home field advantage. That's about it. And the over under is 54. Who wants to go first? Who wants to take the lead here? All right, Jack's got it.
The under is a lock because this is the
Under?
game that everyone sees this game being like 42, 45, something crazy. That means it's going to be a defensive duel. We have all been through this before. It's going to be this is the most exciting game on the slate, the one that everyone's pinpointing. Like, I need 4 hours to watch this game. Telling you right now, it's going to be 13-10. I don't know who's going to win. It's going to be horrible. We're all going to be disappointed. That's what life is in 2022. Like, understanding that everything is miserable.
Everything sucks. So wait, you didn't pick a side though. You picked the under. We got the under.
Can I just get the correct score? If it's 13-10, I win. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll
go Bills. No, actually,
Bills.
no. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go Chiefs because I don't want to pick 4 underdogs. I'll take the Chiefs -2.5.
All right, Hub.
13-10.
13-10. I like it.
I absolutely agree about the total with Jack. It's sailing under. But I like the Bills. I think it's solely. I hate picking against Mahomes, but it's just it seems like it might be their year. They're getting hot again at the right time. They could have fizzled out and used everything against the Pats, similar to what we said with the Niners against the Cowboys, but even more so with the Bills. But I'm sticking with them. Bills in the under.
Do you think there were jerk-offs like us saying it was their year, the 4 straight years they lost the Super Bowl, or
For sure.
There definitely was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I think that's why I have to bet against the Bills. I just don't think they're ready yet. They're still not ready to get back to the big dance. They embarrassed themselves 4 years in a row. Like it's going to take generations to recover from that. Like you can't live that down. Like, it still stings some people. And I got to go the opposite of you guys. I'm taking the over. I think both teams can score way too fast, and with way too many weapons. It's going to be a freaking duel. And I want to agree with you and say the under, but I can't get off of it. I think after seeing what both teams did, I just don't know if either defense can stop either team. So
I hope it's that.
You're getting fooled, AD. This is every logical thing. When every logical thing points to one bet, it will always be the other thing. That's why Vegas always wins.
I know. The public is always wrong, but I think it's going to be one of those games that, like, it might start out looking like it's going to go under, which is what the Steelers and Chiefs game did this past weekend. I mean,
first half under.
The Steelers were winning in the second quarter, so like just think about that for a second. The way that game ended, I just think that there's too many weapons, and Tyreek Hill is getting back to health. I think he's going to be utilized a little bit more, and I just think that they're too quick on either side. But it'll be, and maybe that's why I'm a loser. I don't know. So if you're hearing this, it's going to be tough for you to fade because you've got so many different opinions here. But
yeah, I think we picked every possible option, so you can't.
Yeah, we did. So you got to agree with someone. So
yeah, there's 4
that's
possible
by design.
Yeah, 4 possible options. Only 3 of us, but we still picked every possible option. Right?
Yeah, right, right.
We like to lose here.
Yeah. Yeah, I just love giving Vegas money. It's the best. Well, guys, I think we covered a lot today. Do you guys have anything else you want to discuss before we hit the road here?
Djokovic's dad. Unfortunately,
is he still God? He's not God anymore.
Well, no, he was compared to Jesus, and I mean, this metaphor, I guess, got legs because Australia kicked him out. So Jesus crucified. Djokovic catapulted into the Pacific Sea, or Pacific Ocean, whatever it's called. Sad.
So they literally just like made him like walk the plank, basically. Like they took him out on a ship and made him walk the plank.
Yeah, I think that's the rule in Australia. When you get deported, it's not like at an airport. They just have like a pirate ship in between Australia and New Zealand, and they're like, all right, like you can swim to
Tasmania or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Was Johnny Depp there?
Yeah, the entire crew.
But wait, can't Djokovic walk on water if he's Jesus?
Oh, now we're talking.
Oh, I think that it has to be salt water. I think that's how Jesus pulled it off, right? Or water he could turn into wine. Can you turn fresh water into wine, or is it just? I don't know what's going on.
I'm not sure how any of that works.
I'll ask my pastor.
I don't know. Yeah. We'll have to circle back on this one next week.
Yeah.
But I just want to remind you guys to don't forget to water your plants out there. And also, Jack, thank you. Like and subscribe. Let me throw this up here. Subscribe wherever podcasts are found. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Do you guys have anything for the road, Hub?
I just hope we all have fun this weekend and don't lose too much money.
Anything will be better this weekend than last weekend. At least we got it out of the way early. Like, imagine if they made it to this round and then lost. Like, it would feel that much worse. So
yeah,
I'm sorry, AD. If you're watering your plants and you see white fluffs, they're called mealybugs. Q-tips and isopropyl. Wipe it off. If you don't, your plant will be dead within the week.
Wow.
Good to know.
That's a professional tip there. Thank you.
Learned it this weekend.
Take that one home with you guys. Take that one home with you guys. And once again, guys, I forgot to text Frank. I'm sorry. I need to get Frank.
It's 3 weeks in a row.
Frank fact back. Yeah, I forgot to text him. I'll be better about that. So Frank, sorry about that. We'll get you next week.
Sorry, Frank.
Jack, was that your tidbit for the road? I appreciate that.
I spent an hour and a half getting the mealy bugs off my aloe plant behind me. So yeah,
Okay, good.
it was tough. It was a tough weekend.
Good.
Eagles lost, mealy bug infestation.
Oh, and what good timing. We just got our a comment on the show. So thank you for mentioning that. So thank you to that person on YouTube. Thank you for the comment.
Every time we bring up Djokovic, we get a comment from Eastern European.
I do not think that's a coincidence at all.
I don't believe in coincidences.
That's not a coincidence.
So if we're not here next week, guys, that is why.
We are at the Kremlin.
Yes.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, but we're there. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next week. And do you guys know how I end this?
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.